Nessun Dorma from Puccini's opera Turandot, one of the most famous opera arias ever written, and on the short list of greatest songs ever written. I have a personal connection to this song, a personal story about this song. Back during the Torino Olympics, I was touring, I was on the road, and I was traveling with my best friend, Carl Maraghi, who is still in the band to this day. He plays baritone saxophone in the group. And we were watching the opening ceremonies, and Luciano Pavarotti comes out, and this was his final public performance, an aging Luciano Pavarotti, and he sung an absolutely breathtaking, unbelievably poignant version of this song. And the both of us were sitting there watching it, missing our families, talking about home, and then we were absolutely transfixed by this performance, and we still talk about it to this day, many years later. And so when I decided to start this project of Urban Urbane, I thought we definitely have to include Nessun Dorma. It has such a deep meaning for me. And so as I started to arrange it, I thought, okay, what am I going to do with this tenor aria? And of course, the most obvious thing is to make it a tenor saxophone feature. And so I needed to come up with our large ensemble arrangement of it. So the first thing I wanted to do was set a tone, set a scene. And of course, no one shall sleep is what Nessun Dorma means. And so it's a nighttime, it's happening at nighttime. And so I wanted to set a night texture. So I take all the woodwinds and I have them play this sort of interweaving, overlapping section, kind of to make it feel like night. So there's sort of a little bit of this something like that. That's two of the voices, and the other voices are overlapping with them. So it kind of has this kind of how would you say it? A very sort of peaceful but moving feeling. And the verse happens over that. The rest of the band comes in and sort of fills in the spaces in there with long, sustained chords, and the verse happens. And then for all of the spaces in between the verses, to make it more personal for us, I include improvising, and we actually go to free improvising. So just basically improvising to try and have emotional character. It doesn't need to have chords or tempo. It's just to create the character of the scene, of the song. And so I have the band. All I've given them instructions are soft and sparse night sounds. So whatever that means to each of the people. So some of the people, just little. And I have some of the people playing more sort of sustained night sounds. So we've got this thick texture. It's the sounds of the night. Is it crickets? Is it the wind in the trees? Whatever it is. And the tenor soloist is playing emotional gestures on top of that. And then from there, then we go into the first statement of the chorus, which I played a moment ago, the famous chorus. And then we kick into gear, and we've got time, we've got pulse, and the tenor player sings that. And then once again, before the second verse, we do the same thing. We come back, we play some sustained night sounds, we play a soft, open cadenza for the tenor. And then once again, we move back into the chorus, back into the melody in a very triumphant way. So the tenor plays the melody, and then the whole band with the orchestration, the way that the orchestra would in the original, the big band plays a full, rich, harmonized version of that chorus. And it brings us to the final version. The tenor is now improvising new melodies over this chord progression. And eventually we get up to that massive high note, the big high note that Pavarotti made famous, which incidentally is written as a 16th note in the score. It's just a little grace note up until the last note, and Pavarotti holds it for, who knows, 10 beats, something like that. He really milks it, and so I've added that to the arrangement. We play the big high note, and then quickly down. Vincerò is the lyric, I will win. of course, the main character will win, saying that he will win the heart of Princess Turandot. And hopefully, this version wins the heart of you. Please enjoy Nessun Dorma.